Hey friends, welcome back. Thank you so much for being here. So in today's video, I am going to be sharing my top 10 eyeshadow palettes of 2020. So if you do love luxury beauty and you love luxury unboxing, hauls, first impressions, you want to make sure to go ahead and click that red button that says subscribe for more, and also come over to my Instagram because over there I do keep you posted on new makeup sales, makeup releases, everything like that. So let's go ahead and get started. Alrighty my friends, so let's begin, and I am very excited, as I mentioned in my previous video, to be doing the faves of the year. I am ready for this year to be over. I am extremely ready, and we need to get 2020 here fast. But anyways, in the meantime, I am going to be sharing my top 10 eyeshadow palette, and this was just very hard, you guys, because I do review a ton, and you know that I kept buying things left and right this year. I was home a lot, and so I was able to bring you a lot of content for you. So I am very grateful and excited that we're growing, and I want to thank you for always supporting and loving me so much, and I love you guys. So yeah, let's just start, shall we? So for this video, I decided not to put a number to my children, so in no particular order, we're going to begin with Putty's Edit by VISEART. I'm not sure if I've talked too much to you all about this palette, but this is seen better days. I dropped that, and yeah, it is tragic, but this is what it looks like. This is a beautiful palette by VISEART. Their mattes are incredible. This is just extremely soft and beautiful. If you love mauvey tones, you're going to love this palette. If you love pink tones, you know, really soft and sophisticated looks, you are going to love Putty's Edit. This was one of my most used. I don't think I've reviewed it because I bought it later in the year, but this is one of my most used palettes. I just love it. Every time I use it, I just feel so beautiful and glam. And yeah, so this one by VISEART, the Putty's Edit, is one of my faves for sure. Next palette up, we have Bejeweled by TILBURY, and oh my goodness, this is a true gem, you guys. I talked about this palette so extremely much. I just love it. I love every single shade in here. I love her mattes, I love her shimmers. I just love this palette. I reach for this palette so much, I can't even tell you. I just find it to be so easy to grab, so easy to reach for. I have the gold shades that I love. You have some neutral browns, you have some warmer browns, you have those purple shades that are so pretty, and every time I wear this palette, you guys, always compliment my eyeshadow, and I usually love the purples in here. She has two beautiful ones, and these are them, and I just, sorry for my previous swatches. So these are the two purples that I love. Do you see that pigmentation? Do you see that glide on this palette? It's just stunning, you guys. I just can't tell you enough good things about this palette. This is meant to be a limited edition. If you did wanted to get it, I do suggest you go ahead and purchase it now, because she did something with Fire Rose that we're gonna talk about in a minute, and Fire Rose is gone. We have to cry over this palette because it's not coming back. It is officially discontinued. So if you did want to purchase this one, you want to run and go ahead and do that. And since I already mentioned Fire Rose, that's what we're gonna talk about next. So this is one of her holiday releases as well. This is what Fire Rose looks like. This is her luxury palette, and here she gave us a new formulation. You guys, this is called the Super Pop. She's never given us a Super Pop before. They were called Pops, and they were usually one of those shimmery toppers that you'll apply with your fingers. These Super Pops is on steroids. Like, this is a pop of color. This is just stunning. I just love this palette. Every time I use it, I can't get enough. It is just butter soft and beautiful. Look at these shades. Like, she's never done anything like this in like I've never tried anything like it in her line, and it's just amazing. So if you can still get your hands on Fire Rose, I do highly recommend you do. I know some boutiques has them in the States, so you want to call, you know, different boutiques to find out if they have it. But this is stunning. It is beautiful. Best palette that Charlotte has ever released, and it had to be on my face. So next up, we're going to be talking about some Bobbi Brown, and this is her holiday release. This is called the Luxe Eyeshadow Quad, and this was also a limited edition palette. She released one bunch, and we haven't seen it, you know, come back. It came to UK, and I did update you all on that. So if I do see it in the States or Canada, I'm going to make sure to let you all know. But this is a beautiful, beautiful palette from her. Very easy to use. I did a full review on her holiday. These are existing shades within her line, but she sells them as individual. So if one of these ones really calls your name, I do suggest to go ahead and purchase, you know, the individual, but that way it is more pricey. So the beauty of this palette is that, look at that, they'll be so pigmented and beautiful, and you have them all in one. You get the same amount of shadow that she sells on a single one, but pretty much you're paying 1.5 for the whole palette. So that was the beauty of this palette. Everything about this palette, having them all into one, was beautiful to me. I do love this palette, and again, if it comes back, I'll make sure to let you know. But yeah, that was one of my faves for sure of this year. Next up, we have to talk about Dior and the reformulated Queens that they released this year. So I believe after summer they reformulated their Queens, and they came out with 12 shades. They just dropped them onto us, and everyone was like grabbing left and right. It was so funny. I slowly but surely have been collecting them, and I love them. I talked about them so much. This one is in the shade Mitza, and I love the tones in here. I love how easy it is to apply. I love how beautiful and sophisticated your eyes will look with them. They are buttery soft. They're just so pretty, you guys. If you find a color story that you love within these Queens, you're not gonna go wrong. I love Jungle, I love Nude Dress, I love Mitza, I love Tutu. I love them all. So find a color story that you love, and you can't really go wrong. Next up, we have Pat McGrath and her holiday quad. So this was a release for the holidays, and we have a lot of holiday releases so far in here, but they were saving us, you know, they were saving all their things for the end of the year, and this is just a beautiful palette. This is in the shade Interstellar Icon, and this is what it looks like. I love the pop-up blue. I love this shade in here. I love these all over the lid. You guys, this quad for me was everything. Look at this. Look at the pigmentation. It is just so easy to blend. It's so easy to apply. If you love the color story here, you can't go wrong. Oh my god, I love this so much. Oh, and I didn't swatch this one, which is one of my faves. Hold on. Look at that. So did you see what I mean? Do you see what I mean? I mean, there's not too much to say about this quad other than if you love the color story. Again, you can't really go wrong. She released 2 other shades, but I thought they were too springy looking. I didn't really, you know, gravitate towards those ones. But this one, Interstellar Icon, is my favorite. Another of my favorite releases of this year is this one by Tom Ford. This is his eye quad in Mercurial, and this is also a holiday release. He released this beautiful palette you know, last month, and this is stunning, you guys. This is really similar to Honeymoon, but I love these. I love the tones in it. This is his wet to dry formula. If you're familiar with his formula, then you already know how amazing these soft buttery eyeshadows are. They just apply by themselves, they blend by themselves truly, and this is just a beautiful one by Tom Ford. So Mercurial is also in my top 10. Miss Natasha Denona released a few things this year, but my fave is the bronze palette. This is me in a palette. This is beautiful. This is a beautiful formula. I know the shades look really, similar to each other, but they aren't. You get beautiful mustardy, goodness in here. You get beautiful reds in here. I just love this palette, you guys. I find it to be extremely beautiful and pretty. I love her shimmers in here. They're just soft and pigmented, and let me show you. Do you see that? Like, this palette is everything. So if you like bronzy shades, you need this palette in your life. That's all I'm gonna say. They are just stunning. They're everything. A palette that I haven't mentioned, and I haven't talked about this palette ever in my channel, is this one by Artist Couture. So it took me a minute, like more than a minute, to get my hands on this palette. It took me a while. I actually got this palette a few months back from Artist Couture's website because this was sold out everywhere. This is beautiful, you guys. If you are a neutral lover, you need Artist Couture in your life. The formula of them are so pretty, so creamy. They're stunning. The shades, they're just blend beautiful. Let me do some swatches. Look at this. So they are just beautiful blendable shades. You have every single shade, every neutral that you need for the rest of your life in here. If you like these olive green shades like I do, you're going to love this palette. Let's do a swatch of this green one. It is so pretty. Look at that. So Artist Couture is where it's at if you're looking for a beautiful neutral palette. Last but not least, number 10 is a Sugu palette, and oh my goodness, I saved the most unique for last. In my opinion, this is just extremely unique palette. It is unique because of the formula. I don't have anything like this in my collection. I love every single shade in here. Every time that I wear it on a video, you guys give me so many compliments on them, on my eyeshadow look, and I love it. All these palettes, I have reviews on every single one of them. If you want to see them, I'm gonna try to link them in my description box, but if not, you can go ahead and look for my video because it's going to be there for you. But this is just stunning by Sugu. This is their holiday 2020 palette, and I love it. I love how creamy they are. These are buildable shades. They're not extremely pigmented at once. You do have to build them up, but you come up with the most beautiful purpley, like neutrally shades, and these are just, a warm person's dream. I love this palette by Sugu, and yeah, this was my number 10. Pretty friends, and that was it for today. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comments, do we share any faves of 2020? What are your top must-have palettes of this year? I would love to know your thoughts and opinions. Do not forget to share, like, and subscribe, and I'm gonna catch you next one. Bye, you guys.